I had loads to do today, absolutely loads, and I spent the last hour doing something extremely bizarre. Um, I got my son over to help with some work today, and we haven't exactly started yet. It's been the bizarre episode of the mobile phone. Now, it takes me approximately 45 minutes to get from Pontyclean train station to Lantriston if I walk it, so I always run. So I think that extra 20 minutes, if I can save it, is something I can do something with. So whoever's with me, I say, run from the train station to the house. So that's what we did. And when we got to the house, my son turns around and says, I've lost my mobile phone, which is this phone here. It's just a mobile phone, really. So he, like everyone with their mobile phone, you just lost it, don't worry about it, and so on. That's the attitude today. We've got one of those societies that, you've lost something, it don't matter. It does if you've got stuff on it, So, yeah, that's the mobile making its noise. Now, when he went out, I was actually on the phone, so he went looking for his mobile phone. And about 20 minutes after he went out the door, I phoned up, and I had an answer. Somebody picked up the phone. I actually thought it was him to start off with, but it was this guy who'd found a mobile phone. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but I've got to be honest with you, salt of the earth. He answered the phone. He said, "My mobile phone's here. We've been trying to work out whose mobile phone it is." And I thought, thank you very much. I'll come and get it. So he said, yeah, I'll meet you near where he lives. So I'm not going to implicate him because there's a weird chain of events here as well. But anyway, the guy's name, for the sake of it, is Dave. And I really appreciate this, Dave. And obviously hiding your name. Anyway, I don't see my son on the way, and I go down to where the mobile phone, where this guy's going to give me the mobile phone. He gives me the mobile phone. I say, thank you very much. Really appreciate this. I'm glad there's people like you around. He says he's a Christian, which he is because he's got a band on him, crosses on him. Yeah, so that's good. And he goes off. So I say thank you very much, and I say anyway, see my son, and the first thing that my son does, right, he picks up the mobile phone, he takes it back off, right, and his SD card's gone, right, which is in fact this little card here. His SD card's missing, and he says, "Where's this guy?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "He's taken my SD card." I was thinking, why would anyone take your SD card, right? Why would somebody answer the phone, admit that they got your phone, give me your address, the guy's address, tell me where you live, in your name, and actually give me your mobile phone? Why would he give me the mobile phone back and take the SD card out, right? So that was it. So I'm really dazed at this point. My son goes off in the direction of this guy's just gone. He doesn't know what the guy looks like, and then I go in the direction where this guy is, and I see him talking to these two fellas. So I say, "Oh, hiya, mate. Have you seen my son about?" And then my son comes over, and he's straight into it to this guy. "I know you've done a good thing and all the rest of it. Where's my SD card?" Which is this. And the guy doesn't know what an SD card is, which is understandable. I don't think he knows the first thing about computers, and he tells us that as well. So I'm trying to defuse the situation. I'm saying to Owen, look, he's given you your mobile phone, which you've lost. Why would he take the SD card? And then the guy says that he took the SD card to put out in his phone to find some information to see who the phone belongs to. So he put this SD card, he says, back into this phone after putting in his own, and that's where the problems begin. So he says, well, I don't know where the SD card is. And I says to Owen, well, this doesn't make sense. Why would the guy take your SD card if he's, if he's implicating himself? We know where he lives. Why would he do that? So the guy turned. I'm defusing the situation. So I says to the guy, Dave, I says, well, can you, give me your number. So I got his number. And I'll give you a call in an hour to see if you may have found it. It may have dropped on the floor. That's my logical conclusion. As he took the card out of his phone, he dropped on the floor, and I don't know what ever happened. But there was a third columnist with all this. There was a third person involved. So the guy, Dave, is honest as they come, honest as you do get. I can see that he's genuine. And then I says to the guy, well, I'll give you a ring in an hour. I got his number, and that's it. We go away, and within about 2 minutes of walking away, the guy says that his son kept the SD card, which implicates his dad, but it's not his dad's fault. So the guy says, look, I'm sorry about this. Here's the SD card. My son's happy. I'm happy. Resolve situation. So I think the moral of the story is my son jumped to the conclusion that this guy had stolen the SD card, which he hadn't. His son had taken the SD card for whatever reason, and I'm not going to accuse him of being a thief. But the whole point with this is that we jump to conclusions. The guy could have ended up hitting my son, being insulted by the fact that my son had accused him of nicking the card, which he hadn't, which was going that way. I didn't think the guy had nicked the card, and he hadn't. It was his son who took the card. So guy gave the SD card to my son, and at the end of the day, that's a good situation. That's the end of it. But moral of the story is don't jump to conclusions. It's such a close situation there. And I think we should always be wary of that. Anyway, this is Karl-James Langford on my video log. 31st of May. I've actually got to go and do some work now. Speak to you all soon. Cheers, guys. The SD card.